It's got to be perhaps one of the more inexplicable losses that you suffered, given the way it ended.
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. We practiced 2 or 3 times that this week, the substitution from dime to field goal block, and at the end of the day, we didn't execute it, so it's inexcusable.
And the issue with the turnovers, I know you're going to say you can't win playing like that, but what is going on? What can you figure out is going on?
No, it wasn't good enough. You can't turn the ball over, period, let alone 4 times, and field position can't start at the -40 or whatever it was, -41. It's not good enough.
Is that a situation, Sean, that it kind of seems to be from where we sit anyway, or I sit, it can compound itself when guys know it's a problem and does that play into it at all? Guys get uptight or whatever. Do you have a sense of that?
I don't sense that. If that's the case, if you think that's the case, I don't believe that's accurate. You know, you throw and catch the ball, you run with the football, and your job description is to execute and maintain possession of the ball. It's not good enough.
Outside of the turnovers, what were your overall feelings on the offense and their ability to move the ball today?
I thought at times we moved the ball. Not enough, though. I think it can be better. I really do.
Did you ask much more of your defense? I mean, the only reason you were in that game until the very end was your defense. Did you say that or no?
I would, yeah. I mean, you talk about 4 turnovers, and the ball at the -40 is a starting spot. You know, 5 defensive starters out. Those guys played their ass off. They really did. So I applaud them for it. Certainly work to do there as well. But they played hard, and I appreciate that.
To that point, what is your message to the defense after a game like this, where the team's now 5-5, but they were, keeping you guys in it for long?
Yeah, I mean, they played hard. There's certainly things we can work on defensively. They gave us a chance, and hit the check down, which that should have been taken away on the 2-minute drive. So that's one we could have executed better. But other than that, I thought we battled and gave us a chance to win and got a takeaway. And that's a good offense, a talented offense. And you're going out there with 5 defensive starters out to begin with, and I thought those guys played their asses off.
Sean, on the pass interference, the tearing, you called blitz again. You'd gotten the play before.
Yep.
Is that why you went back to it? You'd gotten it before?
Yeah, 2 things. In the line, the field goal line, we felt like was the 40-yard line. So you're not working with 35 yards of real estate. You're working with a set window of real estate. So Russell had done a good job against a 4-man rush, scrambling and making plays with his feet. And so it just was, hey, if we're going to go down, we're going down being aggressive.
Sean, with James fumble on the first play, 16 plays until he re-entered the game, what went into the decision to kind of keep him out for a while? Did he receive a message if a message was sent?
Well, I told him I believe in him. I can tell you that. Whether that was, at play 15 or whenever, but I told him I believe in him, and I thought he came out and ran the ball better. Still, the ball came out. I think on the one in particular where it bounced back up to him, it can't happen. So, like I said earlier, that's part of the job description.
Sean, everybody has their ideas of what they see in Josh and maybe his struggles. What are you seeing right now? His confidence level, the way he's playing. What do you see as the head coach?
Well, I think he's had, I think he's played well at times, and then at times he hasn't, and you can't turn the ball over. So we've got to figure that out.
Sean, how close do you feel to getting things where you need them to be? I know that's something that's been said from players. Hey, we're close, but now with 7 games left or however many it is.
Yeah, I don't think everything we're doing is wrong. There's some good football being played and some good football being coached. That said, it needs to be better, and you can't turn the ball over, and you can't start by giving the team their starting field position at the -40-yard line. That's not how you win in this league. So we've got to play better and move the football, score points on a more consistent basis, and then the special teams piece has to factor in as far as field position and covering kicks, covering punts, And certainly, I'm not turning a blind eye to the defense. There's things we can do better there as well. But I was proud of the way the defense and how hard they played. We'll address what we need to address going forward here.
And Sean, what's the difficulty level in having those hard conversations specifically on a short week here?
I would say time, more than anything, Joe. But the tough conversations are going to be had because we're not taking the field next Sunday here at 4 o'clock or 4:15, whenever it starts, without those tough conversations. That's just not how I do things.
Do you think, Sean, that something, in other words, maybe drastically needs to be done? And I'm not sure what that is, but in your mind, do you have to hit a hard reset based on this game and maybe this whole 6-game stretch?
I think, I need a little bit of time here just after the game to assess that. Obviously, I'm not real happy right now, so I'll evaluate that and over the next 24 hours here and see where it takes us.
What's your overall confidence level in Ken Dorsey right now?
I'm confident, but I believe we can be better at the same time.
Coach, you mentioned the field position. Was it the plan for the whole game to kick to him, or were you at any point considering avoiding kicking to him?
Yeah, I mean, we discussed that, and he's obviously a talented young player with speed. I just didn't feel like we had enough population down there. I don't think he was making a ton of people miss as much as it was population around. And then we've got to punt the ball better too. I think we had one ball that went right down the middle that was low. Sam's a better punter than that.
Sean, just to follow on Joe's question, if I could, just for a second. Josh was pretty emphatic earlier this week that he felt it was an execution issue, that whatever's called, that the guys on the field should be able to execute that play to the best of their ability. From where you sit right now, and I know you have to look at this film, is it a scheme or an execution issue?
Yeah, I mean, just starting off, Adam, I would say there were times early in the game where we dropped the football. I mean, the football was there and we dropped it. I think there was multiple players that had opportunities to make catches and they didn't make the catch. So, that's part of the evaluation is, okay, is it scheme? Well, guys are open, catch the football. So, but you evaluate the whole thing, right?
You've been here for a number of years, set a culture, we've talked about it over the years. Do you feel a sense of things unraveling a little bit? Like, what was your sense in that locker room with this group?
Yeah, well, guys are upset. They're frustrated. And when you don't get the results you're looking for, you don't have maybe the production you're looking for. They get frustrated, and so I can promise it's not from a lack of effort. This is, we got to continue to reset, continue to make adjustments that we need to make. And again, like I said, I know the result wasn't what we wanted it to be, but I do think there's some good football times being played, but not good enough. And so, obviously we have things to work on.
How much can you rely on having that offensive success in previous years to where you are right now?
I don't follow. Give me.
I mean, there's been some talk that you guys can get back on track because you have done it before. So I'm just wondering how much can you rely on that because.
Yeah. No, I mean it's been the better part of through 10 games now. It's through 10 games. So I've seen the inconsistencies through 10 games, and so that's really where, to me, the honest evaluation right now is.
How would you describe your team's focus on whether it be a day-to-day, week-to-week basis?
Focus is fine, Tim. Focus is fine. I mean, these guys work at it. They're intentional when they're around the building. You guys see them around the building. They're hard workers. They practice hard. I thought this week was a good practice. The practices that we had there were good practices. But you come out here and you got to put it together, right? And so, the field is slanted against you when you're turning the ball over and they're starting at the minus 40-yard line, and it's like trying to walk uphill. I mean, it's not easy. So I thought the defense did a good job keeping us in the game for as long as they did, and it's unfortunate that they went down the end like it did.